Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Kakudash. This is your brother Elder Ayathun back at you with another video. Double honors to the apostles, excuse me, a great millstone. To you elders out there, double honors to y'all also. And shalom to the elect out there, wherever you may be, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Now is the time to wake up out of sleep, for the Lord hasteneth his coming. And that is the preface to this video today. I was watching the elder in South Carolina, his live stream. He was going into the different events that's going on right now. There's so many things going on, but the main event right now, on top of all the other main events, excuse me, is this polar vortex, as they're calling it. Now, let's start out with this scripture here, 2 Timothy 3:1. Know also that in the last days. Now, what did Yahweh Shai say? Yahweh Shai told us when we would know that we're in the very last days. He said, look, just as you see the leaves change on a tree and you know it's about to bear fruit, knowing that the summer is near, the same way that when you see these prophecies come to pass back to back as they are now, you know that the end is near. You know that he's almost on his way. So 2 Timothy 3:1 says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Now, what does the word perilous mean? Fret not, I got it right here. Perilous.
Perilous.
Perilous. Full of danger or risk. Exposed to imminent risk of disaster or ruin. Now, if you watch some of the news highlight reels, you'll see that this polar vortex is causing risk. People are risking their lives. It's causing imminent danger. People have actually died because of this polar vortex. Record freezing weather. Well, matter of fact, as you can see here, here you can see, and this is a great point. This is a site I like to go to. You brothers can check this out. It's called Above Top Secret, Millions Without Power, Where is Biden or Harris? Okay. And what I believe they're doing, matter of fact, I'll go into this later. But as you can see, people are in perilous times right now. We go here to this article. Now, we know that the Most High is control of this thing. Now, the elder made a statement. He said because he played some news clips, and the guy was one of the news forecasters or weather forecasters. He's going into the scientific breakdown of why we're having this weather. And as you can see here, polar vortex, there's a scientific breakdown. A polar vortex is a persistent, large-scale, upper-level, low-pressure area less than 1,000 kilometers in diameter. I mean, they got the thing measured to a T, that rotates counterclockwise at the North Pole. Okay, you can read on. Just look up polar vortex. Now, the elder made a statement. He said, look, they always got to put a scientific spin on things, but it's the Most High doing it, which is true. Because if you go to Amos, what is it, 3 and 6, I believe, it says, shall there be evil in the city, and the Most High has not done it. Okay? So, yes, the Most High is doing all the things. And they do have a scientific explanation, damn near for everything, because number one, they want to derail you from believing in the Most High. But number two, many of the times they have a scientific explanation because the scriptures do say they are wiser than Daniel. So the Most High did give them the technology, the know-how, the wisdom to break down how certain weather patterns are formed so that they can develop technologies such as the HART program and these different technologies that they have so they can create a polar vortex. So when they break it down scientifically, they actually do have a scientific explanation because that's how they cause it to happen. They understand the science, which the word science just means knowledge. So they understand, they have the knowledge to how to cause these things to happen. The Lord said what? They are wiser than Daniel. So if you read down here, polar vortex triggering dangerous winter weather across the United States. Now these are history-making history making lows. See the science behind polar vortex. Okay, so we can get rid of this. Now, if you go here, this is poweroutage.us, and this is a map. You know, I like to look up the maps, man. I like, you got UFO maps, you got nuclear silo maps, you got a map for everything. So here's a power outage map, and all the areas that are colored, you know, even if you hover over, it doesn't do it here. Oh, there you go. If you hover over, it'll tell you the numbers. But here you have the top areas. Texas got hit hard, 2 million. And there was where was it? Was it in Oregon? There was that huge pileup because of the black ice that they're not used to. There was like a 70 car pileup. But here, check this out. All these people without power. Now, consider this, brothers and sisters. Remember, not too long ago, I know I've mentioned it personally. I know the Springfield camp, we've mentioned it. And I know the apostles and other elders have mentioned it. Remember, they want to do a global internet reset. In order to do that, they need to take the power systems down and they need to reboot them. In my personal opinion, you know, using my spiritual discernment, I believe that they're doing trial runs, they're doing dry runs, what they call dry runs. They're testing out problem reaction solution. They're tweaking things and they're fixing things so that when they do a massive power grid outage, they have all the right steps in place. You know, this is a modus operandi. You know, so they got smaller states, they got larger states, and yeah, they're doing things behind the scenes. Okay, but you can check out this map yourself, poweroutage.us. Now I want to read a scripture here, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 2. It says, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." Now remember, this is written to the church of the Thessalonians. These letters are pretty much like these videos. And the camp videos we do now, they're not out there in the highways and byways. The camp videos that we do now, they're in secluded areas. And the type of format now is a classroom format. It's more personal. It's for you brothers and sisters that are already in this. This is the type of format it's in. Whether these people know it or not, the Most High has basically closed the doors of mercy on them. Okay? He closed the doors of mercy on them. Let me see if I can bring the scripture up here. Give me a hot second. Okay. It's popped in my head. If I can. Oh, man. Shoot. There's a scripture. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Maybe is this King? Yep, it's King James. Here we go. Isaiah 49:2. And he hath made my mouth like a sharp sword. With these scriptures, right? What do you think of Hebrews 4:12? Made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand hath he hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver hath he hid me. So you brothers and sisters right now, this is like being in the Most High's quiver, in his shadow. You know, we're in there. Proverbs 18:10. You know, the name of the Most High is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. Right now, we're in that safe tower. The rest of the world had their chance when we're out there on the highways and byways. We may not be out on the highways and byways ever again, the way it is looking now. So the doors of mercy are closing. As you can see, the elements out there are just getting worse. The environment out there is getting worse. The Most High is making a type of environment where we can't go out there and teach on the highways and byways. You know, it's not the time for that anymore. So let's read this again. 1 Timothy 5:2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Now to us, as I said, we're in the Most High shadow. It's not going to come to us as a thief in the night. But to the rest of the world it is. And I'm going to tell you especially these Edomites, because they are so gullible. You know, they're so gullible. They're caught up in this, just everything that is going on with the pestilence, with this, the polar vortex, and the scriptures say that the Most High is far from their minds. Read Job, the 21st chapter. It breaks them down totally. The furthest things from their mind is the Most High, or any type of spiritual inclination of what's going on is a result of the Most High being pissed off and bringing an end of the world. That's nowhere in their mind. I mean, this polar vortex and the lower pressure and the upper pressure from the North Pole, they get sucked into all that shit. That's for them. Jake out there, that's a little bit awake. Jake out there kind of has sort of that third eye, that pineal gland. It's in Jake. They can't help it. It's like a spider sense. They got some type of inclination that there's something fishy going on. But the scriptures say that the way the wicked seduceth them. So, also that they're blinded. For instance, Jake out there know they shouldn't be taking the dart. They know they shouldn't be taking the dart, but because they're under that spell and because they're afraid of society pressure to say no and to be an outcast, they're gonna fall into the pressure. They're gonna cave in and take the dart. But it says, "For yourselves know perfectly that." But these Edomites, man, the day of the Lord is gonna come as a thief in the night, totally to them, totally. Okay. It says, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." Verse 3, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and it shall not escape." So this pestilence is coming like a woman in travail, and every single year there's just more and more stuff happening. I mean, 2020 was bad. Look how 2021 is starting now, even worse than 2020. So can you imagine as we get more into this year? And do you see how fast today is Thursday, the 17th? I mean, just yesterday it was last Friday. We was at camp just yesterday, it seems like. We're about to be at camp, Lord's will, again in 2 or 3 days. Almost 3 days. 2 or 3 days. We'll be right back at camp again. Now, let me show you, brothers and sisters, something about the woman in travail. Meaning what? The contractions get worse and worse and worse as it gets closer to the child being born. And in this case, what is that child being born? Is the end. Yahushua coming, the mark of the beast, the nuclear missiles, right? This scripture just popped in my head. Isaiah 14:29, "Rejoice not thou, whole Palestina." Right, that's representing America, this man's kingdom. "Rejoice not thou, whole Palestina, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken. For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent." So that is one of the babies that's going to be born. Okay, when a baby is born, is that fiery flying serpent that cockatrice is going to be hatched, which is that nuclear missile coming out of that silo, just like a baby being born out of a womb, out of the canal. There's going to be a missile that's going to be born out of there. Now check this out about the woman being in travail. What I've got here is a Wikipedia, right? Category 2020 events in the United States by month. Now let's check out what happened in 2020 major events. So right now we're in February. So let's look up January and February. In January 2020, we had these events. 2 events: impeachment of Donald Trump and some type of sports event. Right? That's 2020. That's January 2020. Let's look up January 2021. Okay, January 2021. Second impeachment of Trump. Inauguration of Joe Biden. Sports event. Storming of the United States Capitol. Okay. Boom. So there we go. That already topped 2020 by far. Now let's go back to 2020 again. And let's go to February. February's not even done yet. We're halfway through February. So here's a 2020 first impeachment of Trump. You got the sports event again. And then, right, so you got these two in 2020 of February. Now let's look up 2021. They didn't even mention the coronavirus. I mean, there's so much more that happened that they're not mentioning here, but this is still good. So February 2021, you got this. Now they're missing something because I saw it earlier. Let me see. 2021. Oh yeah, look at this. This is all the stuff that happened here. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. So this is 2021. I mean, this is all the stuff that happened in 2021 already. In 2021, in February, all this stuff happened already. And compared to last year, 2020, that's nothing. So as you can see, as time goes by, let's open this up. Yeah, as time goes by, that's 2020. As time goes by, there's more and more things happening. More things happening and more perilous things happening. Not even just more things, but more perilous, more detrimental things happening here, and not only in the United States, but across the whole globe. Okay? Because the scriptures say what? That the curse has devoured the earth. So that whole entire globe, because why? Because due to the wickedness. Remember, Elijah, during the time of Elijah, there was a 3-year drought, in Israel because of their worshiping of idols. During the time of King David, there's a 3-year famine, a 3-year famine because of the sins of, mainly because of the sins of Saul. You know, and the scriptures say what? The scriptures told it. What's the whole reason we got spewed out of the land of Israel? We got spewed out of the land of Israel because of our wickedness. And again, I'm going to mention the scripture again that the curse has devoured the earth. Why? Because of the scriptures say because of the sins of the inhabitants thereof. So the Most High is he's bringing war to this place. He's bringing war. He's bringing war to Esau, and he's bringing destruction to 2/3 of Israel, and to all the other nations. Okay, so I'm gonna bring out one last scripture, and this is a scripture that the elder brought out in his lesson, but it's a perfect scripture for what's going on now. So let's end it with that. Let me go here. Now, how do I go to the? Let me do it this way. Cause I don't know how to go by the. Oh, here we go. Some 83. Wait. Give me 1 second, brothers and sisters. I don't usually use this view. Oh yeah, could do it like this. Okay, Psalms 83, and let's go to around 15. Okay. Man. Let's start at 12. Psalms 83 and 12. Because the Most High is a jealous power, and he's also jealous over his people, the children of Israel. He's jealous over his people, which Esau, the Edomites, have in captivity till this day. Okay? 83 and 12 of Psalms. Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the Most High in possession. We all know who that is. Verse 13. O my power, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind. Talking about what? Nuclear destruction. You can follow this up with Malachi 4 and 1. Okay? Burneth as an oven. Verse 14. As a fire burneth a wood, and as a flame setteth the mountains on fire. Again, nuclear destruction. Verse 15. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Verse 16, fill their faces with shame that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Okay, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Now again, right there, how can you not say we don't know the Most High's name? That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh. I mean, right here is a bad verse. You got to start using this one. Psalms 83 and 18. Matter of fact, we could start at 17 and 18, because they will be confounded and ashamed, them who has hid the Most High's name and his son. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone, that Zechariah was at 14 and 9, and thy name 1, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Okay, with that, I'm to say Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak with Dash, Shalom.